Hey guys, if you need raw dog food anywhere in the United States, be sure to visit our friends over at texastripe.com.
Welcome to NWA Cane Corsos podcast, where we talk all things dogs.
All right, welcome back to another show. This time we got another guest who's no stranger to the show. He's a fan favorite. Dropped a classic video for us that a lot of people love, a lot of pet owners love. He talked a lot about the Corso and just dog ownership, period. Lamont Morgan's back in the house. What's good, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? Good morning.
Good morning. On a hot day in the South.
Oh, brother, I think it's already in the high 80s, so we supposed to touch close to 100 today. So it's gonna get hot, and it's gonna get hot quick.
Man, we've been kind of lucky though, because we ain't hit 100 yet, and it's almost gonna be August here in a second.
We've been very lucky, but we don't want to speak too soon.
You're right.
Because if we're running to 100 all the way in October,
yeah,
November.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, we're gonna just be thankful for what we got so far.
Hey, everything was good during the flooding and stuff. I know you dealt with that in the past.
It was okay on my end. The area that really flooded bad, it was probably about 4 hours from here.
Okay.
So my pond.
Mhm.
Most part, every time we get 2-3 days of consistent rain, but it flows out. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
It don't get to the kennel. It doesn't get to the kennel, so I'm okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what's been going on in Lapotenza's world?
Man, I got this idea in my mind that I'm gonna retire one day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that goes. But I downsized a little bit in the last year. I think I went from about 62 dogs on 3 yards to I think I'm hovering now around about 25, 28, 25, 28, somewhere around there. I lose count, but we placed a lot of them with a lot of veterans that were either long out the military or some of them that were still in that had some PTSD issues and some things of that nature. So
Okay.
some of my older dogs, we just placed them with them and let them live the rest of their life out in the way that they should, helping somebody.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, yeah. So you're thinking about retirement. You've been doing it what, 28 years?
29.
29.
Yeah, 29.
Oh
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
I don't know how many of them years were just productive, but yeah, I guess you got to count them. Yeah, you got to count them. So I can see myself one day just not doing as much as I do because I'm up from 4 in the morning and I finished last night at about 1:15.
God. Oh. Yeah.
And was up again at 4.
Yeah.
So
That's the least.
matter of fact, me and Tony were texting pictures of dogs last night at about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, man, I want to personally thank you. It's hard to get guys like you online. Online come with some some different type of, there's a lot of this online.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So, but that first interview we ever did, that's the only interview I ever did with you. You done came on several other shows and joined on some
Mm,
panels and things like that. But that first interview, I knew it would have changed things for the channel because it was I knew your level of expertise and a
mhm.
lot. You don't know. I had so many people that were just trying to figure out what to look for in a dog. Not
Mhm.
breeders, just consumers, pet owners. Man, your video is the number one resource for that. You don't know
Oh
how.
wow.
Yeah, people
You
don't
know,
know
I
how.
you know when you be saying, I still be thinking you be lying.
Mhm.
I guess I'm just still, I'm still fighting it. But my daughter said, she said, Daddy, I don't see how you don't trust that because you know how many people come in and out this yard on a day-to-day basis, whether it's for training or to get a pup or to just see what the true temperaments of a good Corso looks like. So
Mhm.
I guess I can believe it, but it's the power of the internet is still kind of foreign to me because the internet didn't build me.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Um, that dirt under my fingernails and that leash in my hand and that kind of stuff built me. So
right.
I I still, when I meet people and we can talk and laugh. Matter of fact, I have to thank you as well because this show has brought me some some really good people to my doorstep that I wouldn't have never probably met without you know um, your show. And I think I know who you talk. You know who I'm talking about,
Oh yeah, Anthony. Yeah,
Anthony. Anthony,
yeah,
man, when he came all the way from Philadelphia a couple of weeks back. We
yeah,
sat for some hours, and he got to see something that most people don't get to see. He got to see 7, 8 Corsos running, and I mean, just in their natural habitat. They weren't on leashes, and this was a pack. So you had different ages of females. You had some males. He got to see them go in the water on their own and cool off and swim and play and that kind of stuff. So he wouldn't have never got to see that on your show. He
yeah,
wouldn't have got to see it on my page because I don't really post it. But
yeah.
me and James, he got to meet James Kervin as well. He was here, and we were just sitting out doing what we do, talk. We don't be lying. We don't be
Right.
lying. We just be talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So people like Anthony, they're just searching for the truth.
That's all. Yeah,
That's it.
Anthony Costco, who we talking about, y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
He's
He definitely is. That's what he's on the search for, and he's willing to get it, man. He consumed almost every show, and you
yep,
just put
yeah,
an impression on him. Yeah, he was excited
yeah.
about that, bro. And he's
And
going.
and
He's
I was
doing the
excited
work.
about him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was excited by having him. And a lot of these things, um, we get caught up in these wonderful web pages and ribbons and the wow factor when it comes to the dogs.
Mhm.
And that's what people want to sell. What they don't want to sell is the things that ultimately are your value at the end of the day. That's great temperaments. That's a strong, healthy dog. Something that when Anthony came, he was nervous as a hoe in church. And I told him, I just waited. I said, "Come on." And he looked at me like, "Hey, man, you got three Corsos sitting right there, brother. I'm not just gonna walk up in there." I said, "Come on." I said, "If I call myself a trainer and you can't trust my dogs, I ain't much of a trainer."
Yeah.
And they went right into him, and he'll tell you, them dogs loved on him like they had been raised by him.
Hmm.
But if he got to hit me across my head, he'd have seen different dogs real quick.
Right.
And that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to protect us, but they're supposed to be smart enough to cipher between what's a threat and what's not a threat. So
Exactly.
that's what I love when people can come and they can actually see some truth and not just what a person tells them because you know I think we have it. today, what me and you talked about, where you have so many people that are just starting out
Mm-hmm.
and they're experts,
Mm-hmm.
and they, their pups and their productions are extraordinary, and they're excellent, and they're without flaws, and the key to it is they're still breeding somebody else's dogs.
That's true. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you bought a dog from this person who's been in it X amount of time, who's worked out the kinks and spent the money to correct
Did it,
it, and you
did
bought
it
it.
for you. Yeah, did it for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did it for you.
Mhm.
And now you're putting them together, and truthfully, you don't even necessarily know how to put them together yet. You know, you're doing a lot of trial and error, and instead of telling your customers that, because that's ultimately what you're looking for is customers. Um, you're selling yourself as if you're exemplary in this world of breeding and dogs. And I'm not talking about a specific breed. This is what you see in every breed
Mm-hmm.
is the business side of it. But unfortunately, most families they suffer from that. Um, and then they have to turn to people like myself who can train some of that out of it and get sugar from shit, you know.
That's true.
But we're seeing a lot of that now. We're seeing a lot of people build beautiful kennels and um, wonderful facilities, and they're going out and they're buying great dogs. And I don't knock it. I don't knock it because I bought some dogs throughout the years from people who had worked out the kinks. But at the end of the day, when I did do that, I at least gave them the respect of saying, no, this came from this
Him. Yeah.
person,
Yeah. They don't want
this
to. Yeah.
person, this person.
Mhm.
It came from him, and I'm actually bringing it in for this purpose. I had a purpose for what I was doing. It wasn't just to make myself look like I knew more than what I did, or my
Right.
productions were better than what they were.
Mhm.
Um, and I think in hindsight, when people are put in a position of looking for a breeder, uh, the truth should be, given to them in that fashion, because that way, if you bought two dogs from me and you represent them as yourself, them knowing, hey, these dogs came from so and so, and if they see something in that dog that might be an issue, they have a resource besides just you.
Mhm.
You know, well, let me call him and tell him, well, I know he got these dogs from you. They came from this set of parents, this set of parents. This is what I'm seeing. That person who's been doing it forever could say, well, yeah, that trait that you're seeing, it came from X, Y, and Z. And what you could do is possibly and give them, some answers or some help in the long run of fixing that. But when when Lamont is only represented as Lamont,
Mhm.
it kind of hinders them from getting the help that they possibly could benefit from.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Um, since I've been doing this, what you're saying is so true because like every day, bro, like I'm still learning. Every day I learn something about this.
Hmm.
On the show, off the show, all this. And I think that being that social media is a powerful tool that pretty much every business got to almost have that presence now. You know what I'm saying? It's quick, it's to the point. You can reach somebody on the other side of the country in milliseconds now. But I think too that one of the worst trends I'm seeing is people not want to admit about their time in, about their knowledge in. Uh, what am I five? What did you start me out about 5, 6 years ago?
Yeah, yeah.
So
But
so
the thing about it, yeah, you might have started on the breeding side, but you've been around them for 20 plus years.
yeah, yeah, I had one.
You
I had
said
one for
90.
you.
You seen my first ones in
Yeah,
'99,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I had one for you about
2000.
6 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Hey,
it,
them dogs was different, bro.
they were harder.
Woo! They were
They were
hard.
harder.
Yeah, yeah,
They were harder.
yeah.
They've been bred down to be socially acceptable. Um, and that's that's just the truth behind it. And that's
Right.
pretty much with every breed that I've seen, that it's been bred down to be more socially acceptable because people want pets. And it used to be that they got the pet that fit their lifestyle. If I was a person that couldn't handle a Corso, I got a golden retriever,
That's true.
or I got a Labrador. Why?
Right.
Because they're tough. They're hard to raise. They're really protective. We don't need that. We need a dog that we can take to the park. We need, to the baseball park. So they got a dog that was fitting of their lifestyle, and that usually stop the shelters from being so full.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now all it takes is a good movie to come out, and
Right. Right.
that sale of that breed goes out the roof because they're
Hmm.
popular.
Hmm. Hmm. I know you. When people ask me about you, like Anthony, when he came out to your yard, he was like, "Those dogs wasn't really big." I said, "Lamont don't like those real big old dogs. He an action man. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
So,
And he got to see it. He
yeah, yeah,
he got to see see the difference between the two, because he literally said, "Wow, Joe, when you see a pack of 7, 8, 9 Corsos that just hit that water." And I mean, they were coming across the bridge, and they was jumping over the bridge, and they was running under the bridge, and it's just natural, you know. Um, like I said, I love a big dog too. I love a big Corso that's functional.
yeah,
That's functional. I love them. I ain't nothing like grab hold them big jokers, and they lay up against you at 145, 150. As long as they're functional. I don't like a sloppy 160. That's not impressive to me, you know.
mhm,
Um, but honestly, we're thinking of a breed that looks so different. So I'm not gonna get on here and say one is better than the other. A person should have the right to choose what they want, but at the end of the day, you have to understand there's things that come with both.
yeah,
Sometimes the bigger the dog, the bigger the health issues, especially if you get it from somebody that ain't did they due diligence with the work as far as improving what they have and the lines that they have. Um, when you have a smaller one, you lose some of the bulk. You lose some of what you would consider a traditional Corso would look like. I'm the first one to tell you. If I swing this camera around right now, I got one, two, three, four, five females laying right around me.
mm, yep,
My old one, and none of them are over 115 pounds.
yeah,
You
right,
know, don't
yeah,
come through here running and think you're gonna get away.
right, right. I went. I remember. I was walking on the side of your house. Lamont got a pretty big property there, y'all.
Oh,
And I and them dog. Which
there,
one?
Angel,
Oh, they go Angel. Okay.
Angel's Angel's probably the largest one. She's probably about 115, 117, something like that.
Beautiful dog
Well,
too.
she's an old girl now.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is.
she's
Yeah.
an old girl now. Um, so go ahead. I'm sorry, Joe.
No, I was thinking back early in the conversation when you was like, Anthony didn't want to get. I still call you before I get out the car because they just kind of like
Yeah,
they monitor you, man. They be like, I remember one time I was just walking around the side of the house by myself, and which one it was that? It was the farm one. Is
uh,
it
Layla,
Tank Layla? Yeah, man.
Layla.
She kind of checked me. She's like, "Huh." Like, where you going,
Hmm.
Negro?
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
monitor you when you walking around there. I noticed it.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's a good characteristic, because you can't grab my grandbaby and run off with her.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But they know you okay. If I'm okay with you, they okay with you.
that- That's right. Yeah.
That's what you look for. That's what you look for.
Hey, when it comes to these Corsos, bro, do you think that's you just said something with the crime rate, with the abductions and all this stuff? Do you see people looking more for the Corso for that? Do you have a lot of people coming to you for protection and things like that?
Pro- the protection training is usually going to always be a hit or miss. Because you'll have some people start protection training and they won't finish it. They'll get to where that dog can recognize certain things and they're okay with it, which most people need. Most people don't need a fully trained protection dog. That's like a gun. Everybody don't need one,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's expensive, and that's what most people don't realize. When you truly go through that amount of training, it can get expensive. You're looking anywhere from eight to probably $15,000, somewhere up in there. A lot of people just don't have that to invest in a dog. But if you get a well-bred Corso with true traditional qualities, the protection side, that's where you want to be. You want to have a Corso that truly has the natural protection,
Mm-hmm.
the foundation. I apologize. This phone ringing like crazy.
Yeah, I know you're good.
Um, but I don't know if the state of the world has pushed the demand for the Corso for that purpose. I
Mm-hmm.
just think it's a breed that has grown a lot in the last 10 years. People are seeing them more. They like the presence of the Corso more than I feel the actual ability of the Corso to protect. When you hear most people say, they say, "Well, I want the ears cropped because they look meaner," and then people are gonna stop to think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people can't handle a dog in full flight. They can't handle it. They back up, they throw their hands up, and they say, "No, no, no, stop, stop, stop." Right? They don't actually understand when that dog goes into "I'm finna get him" mode. Um, how to respond to it. What they do want is they want somebody that's peeking around their property and that dog meet them at the fence and whoop, 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 and they say, "Okay, they got a dog," and they leave. That's what they want it for. Not per se he's gonna bite somebody if need to.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that the culture of the society that we're in is causing people to search out for the Corso more. I just think it's more of a it's it's becoming a popular breed, um, and it's more for the look.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. The intimidation factor and
yeah,
just the beautiful dog too.
it
You
is.
know,
And
yeah.
when people call me Joe, this is what they say. When they know you're a breeder and a their due diligence. So the first thing they always say is, "Well, I've been doing my research,"
Yeah, yeah, we know what that
and
is.
yeah, we know what that is. I've been doing my research, and I know the Corso is a very aggressive breed, and it's this. And when I listen to them, they sound exactly how the research that they looked at was written.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I say is, "Well, are you in the DFW area?" And they say, "Well, yeah, I'm in so and so." I say, "Well, good, come on out." I cut the conversation really short because they really don't have a true understanding of what they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
They just did their research, and research said X, Y, and Z, and that's what they're holding on to is X, Y, and Z. They left A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They missed all of that because that's not what the research told them about it. And usually, when they come out, it dispels all of the research that they had done. You know, and that's the great thing about the internet, but that's also a drawback.
Whew. Boy, it's a hell of a drawback. Let me tell you something, bro. This internet game, I've been learning it the last 2 years, and it definitely is a game.
Uh-huh.
It's a misinformation game. I get more death threats than Martin Luther King. it's because
And
I go,
listen, and look at what you're doing. You're talking
yeah,
about dogs. What if you were doing something that was political or religious? How many would you
yeah,
get then?
man, right. But in a way, it kind of is because you know why? They don't want to see guys like you. They feel like you standing in the way. Man, that you do. Man, how we ever gonna develop online? And I show guys like, look, it's these, you know, I tell people like a lot of guys, and I'm not trying to knock because it is some good channels and things out there. It's a ton of good channels, but it is a uh what I call guys try to bum rush the game. You know what I mean? And make it look like they bigger than in life, and it ain't really all there. So when I put guys like you on, it's a problem because you can see the levels, you
Hmm.
know, the versus their information. Information
Right,
is real. Some of their information is kind of real, like man, he just got that yesterday. Or he repeats the same thing. You better have health testing. You better do this. You better it's like so
right,
basic. So yeah,
right.
it get ugly on here, bro. It get ugly
Oh,
on here.
until you said when you showed me a couple of them recordings and stuff like that, that I would have never,
Yeah,
because I don't think life it has to be that
it don't.
corrupt. You know, it doesn't have to be that corrupt when it comes to animals. You buy them for a purpose. You love them. You appreciate what they bring to your life, and you just keep functioning every day. But as
Yeah, yeah,
far as the,
yeah. But I think it's the money aspect that
mhm,
they put a lot of money into these animals online. Like you say, you got it out the soil. And they're trying to
mhm,
build themselves up through social media, and so much so like I mean, be straight up. I ain't trying to be negative, but like Tony Scaddy had never hit the podcast before till he came
mhm.
on here, but that
Yeah,
man name has been mentioned
too many
so
times.
many times.
Yeah,
It's like,
you.
man, when you all gonna whoop his ass to him, or what y'all gonna do? When y'all gonna do it? You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and they never imagined he would come online one day. They just
Yeah,
using the name for clout. You know what I
and
mean?
he struggled to do it too.
Yeah, I
He
know.
he's a lot like me. He struggled to do it because um our social media is somebody sitting next to you say, "What's up, Joe Ugly Self?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we say, "Well, hey, look at that one right there. What you think?"
Hmm.
I was just done in person in real life, and then I can look at you and say, "Joe, his rear weak
Hmm.
because you don't mean no harm." But now when I do it and it's in front of 1.6 million viewers,
Hmm.
now I'm trying to destroy you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
now I'm trying to destroy you. Versus if me and you sitting there and I say, "Well, he cow hawked.
yeah.
He too
Right.
wide in the front.
Yeah,
Don't breathe that shit."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can
Right.
sit back and say, "But yeah, yeah." But what I'm gonna do, because that's who I based everything off. I look forward to him. He's 18 months now. Now he's falling apart. Now I can say, "Well, no, uh, look at this. Look at this. We got this. We got that." And we can give you options. But then if I come on your podcast or you make a video of him and then I make in the comments, "Hey Joe, man, he's really weak in the rear.
Hmm.
Look how wide he is in the front. He's not proportionate." And I put that in the comments. Now Joe says,
Hmm.
"Oh man, he hating. He
Yeah,
hating.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, but yeah, yeah. He might be a little wide in the front, but then you've been breeding so and so, and he just now we back and forth. We
Uh huh.
like two kids in the playground, and see, we know that. That's why we don't have time for the extra going back and forth. Yeah, we don't have time for the extra back and forth because all we're trying to do is just continue being better. You know,
Right, right. Yeah.
that's it. We never settle for where we're at. We just continue trying to be better. And it's hard to do that when you constantly going back and forth with somebody, especially somebody that ain't on your level.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's the thing. Even with the on the history side, I be having people telling me, "Well, when you gonna cover the history?" I'm like, "Man, what's the point?" I said, "So many videos on it. It ain't gonna do nothing but be a big old argument." You know what I'm saying? What I mean, what is the point? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it's just certain stuff is just a waste of time. You know what I mean? You
Right.
gotta do
It
your
is.
own research. You gotta get out to and go to the kennels, meet the breeders and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And
And sometimes discussing certain things with certain people is a waste of time.
right.
If
Yeah.
I've been doing things as long as I've been, what do I look like arguing with somebody that got one Corso and been doing it for 9 months? I'm not.
Yeah.
Time's gonna teach him or her, you
Yeah.
know, and that's the truth. And I don't wish nothing bad on them. I just don't have the time to worry about it. You know, and
Yeah.
that's what social media gives. It gives everybody the opportunity to speak their mind, good
Mm-hmm.
or bad,
Good or bad.
intelligent or stupid.
Right.
And if you respond to them, it's really like a waste of time. Um, just giving credit to the ones that are really trying to do their due diligence, and doing your due diligence does not go without mistakes.
That's
You're
right.
gonna make some mistakes. You
Yeah.
know, you're gonna make some mistakes. So when you sent me that clip the other day, when somebody shared um, that part off the podcast
Yeah.
that you did with me,
Uh-huh.
that was unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
It is. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable to me.
Yeah. It's because it hit home. It hit home. Like y'all don't realize. I mean, you probably do realize, but like that video, that first interview you did, bro. That interview, it'll never stop growing. It'll forever be etched in time. And even the one Tony did when we was talking about the behavior issues,
Hmm.
that stuff was etched. If you don't do no more, it's etched in time because people don't get that from they don't really know the process of real breeders. Another thing you said on the show, which I'm in big trouble for it now. I got to talk about it tomorrow. Is the import and the import stuff. Uh, we
Hmm.
have so many. We know me and you know that that's a sales pitch mostly, depending on type of dog. I know they got these dogs from other countries that they do for work and sports trial that and they got all these standards and things. But most time when you hear import lines, you hear 'em in show world, and it is a selling point. We know that,
Hmm.
but it is kind of taken away from American breeders who have been doing it, like you say, have cleaned up the lines, did all the work, went through all the sacrifice to make and get better dogs to point people overseas that's getting burnt left and right, bringing over
Right.
epilepsy. What are your thoughts on that, bro?
Um, that import game has changed in the last few years.
Hmm.
It's become more prevalent. Um, People are importing more because the opportunity to import is better, right?
Right.
Um, Through the internet, you you can get in touch with somebody in Czechoslovakia, or Germany, by do 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 do. It used to be you had to have this, or you had to have somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody that could point you into the right place, or you had to have a friend or a cousin or a brother that was in the army in Germany, and they could go to the farm for you, and they could pick out the dog, and then they could it was so many different steps that you don't have to do anymore. Now you have to send a Zelle, or you have to send it bank to bank, and now your puppy can get on a plane in a couple of weeks and be here, and
Hmm.
then you have a import, right?
Hmm.
So, not knowing the people that you're buying from, and the first thing they say, "No, I know them." How do you know them? Oh, well, we've been talking we've been messaging for the last month. That's not knowing them. That's messaging them.
Hmm.
So not being able to go visit. And one thing I'm gonna say up front, because I ain't gonna get in trouble like you get in trouble.
Mhm.
I ain't saying nothing's wrong with importing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
If you want to import, import. I know some people got some great dogs from importing. They didn't want anything from anyone over here. They trusted the process, and they went to Italy. They went to some other countries in Russia, and they imported Corsos, and they got some good dogs.
Yeah.
No, good dogs. Yes. Could they have found that over here? Yes. But they have different lines. They have, that they are happy with, and it's different. There's some difference in what is over here.
Yeah.
But most American lines that people had to clean up came from overseas
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
because they didn't start over here. So when you bring in an import, you're trusting exactly what it is. Is someone sending you something that you're trusting is going to be what you talk to them about and what they said they were going to send.
Mhm.
So how I feel about it, Joe, I don't feel one way or the other. Truthfully, it boils down to what works for you.
Mhm.
It doesn't work for me in that aspect unless it's something that's absolutely special.
Right.
That would be a game changer for me.
Right.
And a lot of it is I can say that because I've been doing it for so long. I know people who have great dogs here in the states that if I did go over there, they're comparable to what they have. Um, so I don't have a need for that, and I'm not trying to prove anything. Like you said, sometimes it's a sales pitch. Well, the parents are imports, but you can't tell me what I'm getting from them because you don't know actually where they come from. You don't know the lineage behind
Yeah.
it. You don't know what work behind it. You're trusting the paperwork that they sent.
Right. Right. Because
So as a consumer, if go ahead.
I'm sorry, but one of the first things you taught me, you was like, man, always go to the yard, go visit the kennels. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's important too. But I think personally, like I've imported several dogs, but you have to have experience a little bit. And the kind of dogs I got, those shepherds back there, they shit, that's where they at. But
Right.
uh, a lot of it, you just got to be really careful. And I think sometimes we bypass or overlook uh the breeders way over just sitting over here that got really good dogs because people in general here import
Right.
so much. But this is the thing too, Lamont. This is online versus real world. Online, they know me, they know several others, they know all kind of people. In the real world, when you get in the Corso world, these online names, they not at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Joe in the Corso was like, "Shit, let's do the podcast." I
Hmm.
had went to the heights you have and other people have. So that's a big difference too. When you get off into the breeds of dogs, the guys you see online, when you get down in the mix of it and see who's who, most
Hmm.
of them ain't, ain't in there. They may be known, but they're not top of the crop. You know what I'm saying?
Most people use them as a reference.
Yeah. Hmm.
So when they say they're doing research, they've watched videos.
Right.
Um, and usually most of those people got one dog.
Yeah. 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 That's
They
true.
got famous for one dog, and a lot of followers and a lot of content.
Hmm.
And that's the unfortunate part. Hey, where's my card? I can't even do a podcast without these dogs
Yeah. Drop that money. Drop
begging,
that
begging for money. Beg-
money.
call James and tell him I'm on this. Uh, but Yeah, that boy, that's pitiful, ain't it? Where,
Man, hey,
where's
I
your
don't know.
cards?
Yeah, mine different though. Mine got mind control. They don't even make me pass the card. They just make me go spin
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Well, they got it on their phone and they can tap
Yeah,
it. Boop. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm not allow this.
yeah.
Your child is trying to get this. Allow this. Yeah, yeah, man.
But
But
with you being a one who has imported,
mhm.
do you regret importing?
Not no, because I kind of like studied the game, man. You know, I'm kind of what you call a Negro nerd. So
Hmm.
like I'll use social media almost like a spider web to trace back things. You know me, Lamont.
Hmm.
I ask 100 questions. I'll ask such and
Hmm.
such. You got one of these dogs? Blah blah blah. That's how I do it before I even get to the breeder. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I done did so much homework, and the best, one of the best avenues for me is always talking to people who may have the productions. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how I always did it. Talking to other breeders, you know what I'm saying? About the dog. There's a lot of breeders that will help you. Just say, man, you know, don't bring nothing messed up over here. So they'll still help you, just not to bring nothing messed up over here. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I stay away from
Hmm.
that. I wouldn't do it. Do this, do that. I've had people they tell, well, ask him for this certain dog. Ask him, do he got a dog off this dog? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
People who actually been in the kennels. You know what I mean? Like a
Right.
little whistleblower a little bit.
Right. Yep. Yep.
I
Yep.
gotta
Yep.
do my
Oh,
thing.
I've done. I've heard that a few times. I've heard it a few
Yeah,
times. But
yeah.
I've seen such some dirty things when it comes to that. Like I know a lady who imported a male. She imported him about 3 years ago, and she put him in the show circuit. He knocked it out. When I say he knocked it out, he knocked it out. Oh, and well, the first thing she didn't really know the breed much. Okay, and that's why she imported. They sent her a fairly, you know, young adult, and he was look wise, he's beautiful.
Mhm.
He's a really nice dog. Well, the first litter, most of them by the time they were a year, their hips were gone. Not bad, they were pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Then the different illnesses started to happen, the epilepsies, and if I tell you to this day, she knows it for a fact. They ran it back. Their dogs have been tested. She's replaced dogs and so on and so on. She's still running that dog right now. She's running him through kennels. And people are actually still breeding with him, even though they've been told, hey, look, he's produced several litters, proven. You got people yelling about her online. And I seen a lady who had an AKC grand champion female that posted she's breeding to him like 2 weeks ago, and she's looking forward to it. He's an import. He's a champion AKC male. Um, so I get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah,
but what it boils down to, you said it a minute ago, is finances.
yeah.
If
Man,
people feel they can make a dollar,
yeah, yeah.
the morals and
Yeah,
the values go out the window.
it does. I had a guy come on here, a guy named Vaccaro Presser out of Canada, and he was saying it was a popular stud. I think he said it was a Corso, very popular overseas. Uh, there's semen being shipped left and right, and he knows for a fact the dog is sterile. So whose semen is it? Yeah, he
Hmm.
heard it, boy.
Yeah, yeah. It's but I mean, what you gonna do?
There you do. Yeah.
What can you do? Go beat them up?
Okay.
Nah.
A virtual ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are things that this unfortunate dog world, and I catch a little flack sometimes, because I tell normal people the truth.
Hmm.
I'm not a money grabber. If the money comes to me, I'm thankful for it, but I'm gonna try my best to do it the right way the first time. So, I do tell a lot of the secrets that people are using to lure you in, and I don't care. At the end of the day, see, I've been called worse by better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's true, man.
I've been called worse by better. So when somebody gets upset with me for telling the truth, I don't give a damn.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep doing it. But this is a good old world that when it comes to the dogs, it's a hustle,
yeah,
and you have to meet people who in their everyday life function on a certain level. Um, in order for you to trust them when it comes to the dogs. Have I did everything perfect? Hell no. Hell no. But I know I show up and I'm who I am. I'm who I say I am, you know.
right, right. Yeah. Well, you done, you got a lot of respect, especially in our region, probably, probably nationwide too, man. But you done saved a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people we done. I learned my lesson. One time I got up, wrapped up online and all them damn history stories and the real this and all that shit, and went on and got what they told me a new ass. Told me a new
Hmm.
ass. I had to put that dog down. Like you said, hips went out at 2 years, scary as hell. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, and it's a lot of families have contacted me that went for their second course. So and they'll see guys like you or other people on here say, "Man, look, I got burnt on my first one, man. Am I gonna be all right with dude? Am I gonna be all right?" I said, "Yeah, you're gonna be all right." Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
much needed, bro. It's much needed. Yes, sir.
I have the unfortunate thing when me and James train a dog, every dog come in this kennel, we both train it. We both put our hands on it. It gives two different mindsets and the opinion of that dog, right? Um, I have four Corsos lined up right there that when I get off this podcast, I got to start working. Um, and three out of the four are skittish.
Mm,
That three out of the four are skittish. They're great at home
right.
until something presents itself that's not normal, and then you get to see that. But when they bring them outside of the home, God forbid, one when I tell her to sit, this is what she does. She drops straight to the ground. And I have to literally chorus her back up with praise and love. And she's a year and a half, and they bought her for protection.
Ooh.
And this the
So
thing that's so funny.
mhm,
A guy that you know that's been on your show, um, he did protection work with her
mhm.
starting at 5 months old.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Yeah. Yeah.
He started protection work with her at 5 months old, and when you tell her to sit, she goes all
Mhm.
the way to the ground. So tell me, how did you do protection work with a dog like that?
So I was gonna ask you this. You said all of them are scared. What do you contribute to them being fearful like that?
Well, not knowing all their lines, I can't say it's the breeding,
Okay.
possibly. Um, but so much of that stuff you see is environmental, and that's including the household. Meaning, she's my baby. Oh, she's nervous around there, so I don't make her face it. She doesn't like people around, so when people come over, I put her in the kennel or I put her
Yeah.
in the room. So the dog never has to come out of its shell. It never has to face the obstacles that in turn are the problem. You know, um, one of them he told me, well, he doesn't. He's terrified of lawnmowers. I said, okay. So literally for the last 2 weeks, when I train him, I just start the lawnmower. I started. We don't walk past it. I don't take him around it and circle it. I just start the lawnmower. So he does all his training with the running of my lawnmower. And now you can do anything you want to while that lawnmower's and he could care less about it. Now I gave him this tip 6 months ago, but He didn't do it. He put him up. He said because Lamont, he just ran every time we started the lawnmower, so he put him up. He never gave him the opportunity to kind of work through those things. So
Mm.
I can't say it's the breeding per se. If you ask me, is there was some of it the breeding? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because the way they described it from the very beginning, I've seen videos from when they first got them, and the dogs were back in the corner, and they went and picked them up, and they tried to love them through it, those kind of things. So, um, but I can't say that 100% sure. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. 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 So, and if for people that want to get training, you in Midlothian,
Hmm.
that's how far outside of Dallas? But not very far, is it?
20, 15 minutes maybe.
15
Yeah,
minutes. Okay.
15. Yeah, it takes me maybe 20 minutes to get downtown Dallas, so maybe 15 minutes
Yeah,
between
especially
the
where you
Dallas line.
where you drive. Yeah.
Maybe
Man,
30. Maybe 30 normal. Yeah, maybe 30 normal.
yeah.
Um, but we talked about things, Joe, leading up to this, and I think pricing was one of them.
Yeah, we was talking about that. Yeah.
This where
What
you
do
really
you?
finna get in trouble now. You
Yeah,
really finna
yeah.
get in
I'm
trouble for
used
this.
to it. Martin Luther
Yeah,
King. Come on.
yeah, yeah. We used to. We That's the first thing people say is, "What's your pricing?" I said, "Well, my puppies are usually between 24.50 and 35."
Mhm.
I say, "Oh, okay, that's normal." Um, I get a lot of people from California to call,
Me too. Yeah.
and a lot of people from California to call. New York, Florida, some of these areas where the price is a lot more. Um, and the guy was like, "Well, do you think it's because y'all quality is less?" I said, "Oh, no, 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 no." I said it's just a better financial decision for them.
Hmm.
If they want 6,500 for a pup in California, they can come to Texas or Oklahoma or Georgia or Arkansas, and they can pay 27.50. Take a
Hmm.
$500 flight.
Yeah.
Now they 3,300 into it versus 6,500 into it. So they, $3,000 save somewhere around there. It's just a better financial decision. And if you have a family, that's what you base your life on every day. Is
Yeah.
better financial decisions so you can take care of it. The little
Especially in
things that
today's
you have to
time.
take in
Yeah.
today's time. Absolutely.
Hmm.
So we've seen the dynamics of pricing change from way up to really really low now, and that's in every breed. You were doing Frenchies.
Hmm.
Frenchies was 15, 18,
Hmm.
7,000. Now you can get them same ones for 800 to $1,200.
Yeah.
The market is tanked.
Right.
Attributed to the many factors that you can put. You can name two. I can name two. Somebody else can come on name two more and two, and
Yeah.
and you can't say it's one thing.
Uh-huh.
What people want to say is that backyard breeders. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah,
One.
you
Yeah.
got some more. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one. But you got some more too. What about the good breeders that's cutting corners? What about the quote unquote good breeders that's cutting corners?
Uh-huh.
Or they're breeding now to match what the backyard breeders, as you call them, are doing.
Hmm.
You know, now they went away from their standards of breeding for quality, and they're breeding for color,
They are. Yeah. Yeah.
or they're breeding for size.
Size. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know,
These are all
and
contributing factors. Good point, Mark.
all contributing factors to, and it goes to the pricing because
Hmm.
somebody called me and say, "Well, man, I can't pay 2,800. They got them for 16." I said, "Oh, okay. What are you getting with the 16? Huh? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you getting with the 16?" No, they got papers. I said, "And what else?"
Yeah.
Not none. He just got papers. I said, "Well, what if you got questions afterwards? 6 months down the road, is that person gonna take your call,
Hmm.
or did he take your 1,600? Do you have a health guarantee with that? Um, over anything genetic, hip dysplasia, cancer, epilepsy, any of those things.
Hmm.
No, they ain't say nothing about that. I'm going ask. I can say you the, I can say you the time. Don't ask
Yeah.
because you ain't gonna have one.
Right.
you
Right.
you're not
Right.
gonna have one. But those things are they dictate the price. You know, when I
Yeah.
have to when I have to honor you and respect the fact that you invested in me for 32 months, that's important. You know,
Mhm.
um, and you got your shot records in hand and all those little things, and the fact that puppies eat a certain food and you're not showing up in there on old Roy,
Yeah.
because
And you standing behind the dog.
right, right,
Standing
without
behind.
blaming you,
Yeah.
without blaming
Guaranteed.
you,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
without blaming you. Yeah,
Yeah.
without blaming you, and you're the problem. Oh no, it couldn't have happened this way. I've never had this problem happen. You know, you had to do something wrong because yeah, no, it can't be my fault. Or it can be something that happened, and you know, just by chance this one time. You know, because unfortunately things happen. So we've seen we're seeing some pricing. You know, like the cost of a straw corso now.
How much is it?
California, 6 to 12 thousand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 to 12 thousand. What do they do differently?
No, it's the color. It's the color thing. That's what the Borable too. Somebody told me it's a breeder I know. He want 8 grand for Borable. No health testing. Ain't no telling what they putting in it right now. They got that problem bad right now. You ain't tell them. Ain't no telling what's in it.
Because they got a gray one now, don't they?
They got a gray one. They got man. I
They
seen a ticked one. I seen man. I seen, but they got black. They got all. They got it. They a pack of Skittles right now. And
I got
man,
a Merle Corso over there.
mhm,
I drove to Nashville, Tennessee
mhm,
to pick him up, pick
mhm.
her up, excuse me, for training. I drove 10.5 hours, pick up for training, 10.5 back. And she's Merle. And I asked him, I said, he said, Miss Lamont, you think she a real Corso? I looked at him. I said, boy, you should ask that question before you bought her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He said, man, you don't think she real? I said, unfortunately, no. She's not all Corso. She can't be.
Right.
He said, I said, where's your registration paperwork? Because I wanted to see what she was registered up under. And she's registered up under a registry I had never seen before.
Hmm.
I'm
Right.
gonna get
Yeah.
the name and I'm gonna let you know, but it's a registry that I had never seen before, and it had the mom, the dad, what the mom was, what the dad was, and then it had the dog picture like this. He
Oh,
literally had he literally had took a picture of the puppy and sent it in when he did his registration,
oh my
and so
God.
it had the dog's name and it had the dog like this. It had it had her picture on the registration. I said, brother, the only two registries in the United States for the Corso is ICCF and um, AKC.
I can see. Yeah. Mhm.
He said, "You think I could take these papers and register them?" I said, "No, no, 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 no,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, no, no,
Well,
no, no,
well,
no."
Lamont, that's a new thing popping up too. Guys coming up with registries. I don't know
Yep,
how real they are because I don't think I'm hearing they're getting certificates and they can't register puppies. You just get here your little document and you
that's
pay
what he
for
got.
it.
That's what I'm sitting there telling. You. That's what he got. That's what he got. I'm just telling you. That's what he got. But yeah, but that's nothing new. Um, they've been doing that for forever. But what you usually see is they come and go. They're not around very long. You know,
Mhm.
because the person who started them, they started them for their own purpose, and usually if they purpose change, boom, that the registry is done. But it's nothing new. We had those, Joe, in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
um, where people were doing their own registry because what they had been done that they bought dogs that didn't have registration.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I can start my own registry. now my dog is registered.
Yeah,
My four
yeah,
dogs that don't have no papers are registered. Now, Joe, you got four, so you can bring your four to me. I register them too, and now we try to make it grow and that kind of stuff. But um, they knew they had to do something because the registries that truly recognize the breed, they weren't going to register
right, right, yeah,
because they have something called a standard.
right, right. And
Yeah.
and and registries have a potential to make a lot of money, but
Hmm.
uh, I don't see. I mean, it's some out there. There's some bulldog registration people I need to talk to. They do pretty good and everything, but like you said, you got to have a standard. It can't be
Hmm.
willy
Yeah.
nilly. Yeah.
Right.
Back to the. I'm gonna tell you something I think, Lamont, and I ain't gonna keep you much longer, but I'm gonna tell you something that I think this might be on the good side as far as the internet. I think the people are starting to get wiser. This kind of content don't get 100,000 views. It's a
Right.
trickling effect because people,
Hmm.
they come to this type of stuff after they get burnt or something like that, or really want to
Hmm.
uh be diligent about what they're doing. We ran a poll the other day, and I said, "Well, who mostly watch this? Is it dog breeders, dog trainers, dog enthusiasts, or pet owners?" And most of them were enthusiasts and pet owners.
Hmm.
It kind of shocked me. I thought it'd be a bunch of dog breeders, but somebody told me, said, "Man, they ain't finna. The dog breeders ain't finna watch your channel. Said, you ain't finna tell them what to do."
No,
you know,
you're gonna
yeah,
dispel a lot of the stuff that they do.
right, yeah, yeah, that's true, yeah. So, but
Yeah.
one thing I do see happening is with social media. I'm sure you don't seen this. People may buy a dog from you, and they're just regular families are building up these dogs on social media. I see
Hmm.
dog Tony's sold Baymex to Cane Corso. I see a dog I sold to Alibi in it's in Florida, Shaka. They building these dogs
Hmm.
got hundreds, thousands of followers, and so
They got
yeah,
more followers than you.
yeah, yeah, they do. Got one. I got one I bred down in South Arkansas named Trump. He gonna come. He coming up, but I think that'll veer back to you one day, bro. Like where they getting these dogs from and having success with them because a lot of these, like one of the ladies, Miss Pam at Baymex, her first Corso wasn't the best experience, bro. She had some of
Hmm.
them fear issues and stuff, and she went got one from Tony, and she's building her
Gotcha.
dog online. So I think stuff like that'll help too. Point because I know you ain't a guy that want to be online. I'm not a guy that's normal. I'm a very private guy. But I think what you're doing is necessary.
I
Uh,
think the best thing that'll help the best thing,
mhm,
and it'll help continuously every day, is for people who are breeding and keyword true breeders, right?
mhm.
I know we use that term loosely.
Yeah.
Um, is to put great dogs in good homes.
Mhm,
I don't think there's anything else you can design that truly helps more than that.
mhm.
A family experience does not just stop with that family, um, because that dog is going to meet family members. That dog is going to go to places with them, whether it's football games, soccer games, and that it becomes a part of the community, right? And that's what helps more to me than anything is when um excuse me. So though that's where that helps more than anything when it comes to that. Joe, y'all want
Yeah.
to see a funny looking joker that's really good
Yeah.
with the dogs?
Let me see.
Come here real quick. Just sit right there. This is this is funny
Tell me.
looking James Kervin
Yeah, yeah.
at, at KP Corsos.
AB Cane
Hey,
Corso.
if you
What's up, brother?
hey, great dude, Great. Joe said, "What's up, man? Great dude, great trainer, great breeder, all of that and some." So, Joe,
Yeah,
when you really want to do another good show, man, somebody that's down to earth and
right.
honestly catch the same flack about telling people the truth,
Yeah.
he's definitely one of
Hey man, I shot at you the Texas All Stars show. Come on, man. We need to do the Texas All Stars. Kervin,
them.
Kwame, Jason
Hey,
Robinson.
we waiting on you to tell us when. We'll make it happen.
Man, we got to scratch the date
Yeah,
for the Texas All Star show. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Before we go though, let's talk a little bit about your training and how to get
Okay.
in touch with you, how many spots will be available, and James Kervin there, that's your partner. Why don't you tell
hmm
them a little bit about that before we get out of here?
So what I try to do, Joe, what we try to do is, we train together, and that's Lapotenza and KP Corsos. Every dog that comes through here, we train ourselves. We don't have a staff. We don't pay somebody $12 an hour and teach them how to teach your dog how to sit, stay, and those kind of things.
Yeah.
We both touch every dog that comes through. Um, are we really good at what we do? I believe so. I think we're pretty good. But
Mhm.
the success when it comes to training comes from the follow ups and the family itself, and the person that actually has the dog putting in the work. That's what that's where true success from training comes from. Me having a dog for 2 weeks, I'm giving a foundation. I'm giving, the basics to the advanced part going forward. Now I teach you. The success comes from you and the
Yeah, we
work
got
that you do at home.
yeah.
Period. I'm here as a resource. I'm here to do your follow ups. I'm here to correct you when you're making simple mistakes that could veer you off the course that you want to be on your training. Um, but we try not to take many dogs a month. I say we do 100 to 150 dogs a year. That averages out to about eight to 12 a month. Sometimes we're busier than other months. Like August is usually a really busy month. Everybody's going back to school. Households are settling down from the summer vacations. Things now. Well, Lamont, they've been tearing us up all summer. Excuse me. They've been turning us up all summer. We need to get him in training or get her in training. So there's different parts of the year that the demand is more you know, than what it is at other times of the month. We have spots open, and we usually keep one or two that we can fill in if somebody calls out the blue. Um,
Mhm.
I I go get dogs from all over the country. You heard me a little while ago say I drove to Nashville to pick up one. I drive to Memphis. I drive to Birmingham, Alabama. And the list goes on and on. If people can't get them to me, I will come and get them. Especially if you're in dire need, we'll make it work. Um, but cost wise, we try to stay at what's fair to a working man. You
Yeah.
might have to save up a little bit, but for the work that we do, we feel it's fair. The time that we have to spend with some dogs, man, they are the pay ain't enough. But when we take on something, we make sure we do our due diligence and we make it work. Um, but how to get in contact with me? I got a few sources now, thanks to Joe Church.
Yeah.
Um, I have TikTok. It's La Potenza Cane Corso on TikTok. I have Instagram. It's La Potenza underscore Cane underscore Corso. I have my Facebook page, which is La Potenza Cane Corso. And then I have my personal page, which is Lamont Morgan on Facebook as well. My web page is under construction. It's some things that were on there that I didn't want on there, some things I needed to add to be put on there to help function a little better for the client. Um, we don't put a wow factor on it. We're not gonna have your dog jumping out of windows, running up the walls,
Jumping over fences.
opening the barbecue grill and getting your sausages out. Um, we're gonna create a solid foundation that is very, very remedial when it comes to the family, so you can continue with the progression of the dog as a whole. Our training, we have 4 year olds and 5 year olds that can work the dog because they're part of the family. Having it, in different languages and things of that nature. There are great trainers that do that. That's not what we focus on. We focus
Right.
on the family. We
Right.
focus on the family and the advanced, the basic to the advanced obedience. We do some protection work for certain people, but it's going to be a situation to where that person is fluent in their obedience and control of the dog. Um, we're not just open to doing it for everyone. Does that make us lose finances? Yes, absolutely. Do we care when it's the safety of the family and the people as a whole? No, I don't. If I wanted to be wealthy, I wouldn't have got into dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why they
Yeah.
think
So
it's rich.
yeah. So those are the things that we lay down every day when we get up. It's just a good, honest, hard working foundation that we build off of day to day.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, brother. Well, hey, I will make sure I put all your information down in the description, y'all. So if y'all trying to get his telephone number, all his web pages, they will
Oh,
be
and
in the
don't
description.
forget this though, Britt. Don't forget this
Yeah.
too, Joe. I train, but I consider myself one of the best breeders there is too.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. You'll
yeah,
say a
you
lot of
won't
us
see
are,
me a bunch online. You
yeah.
won't see a bunch of me online, but when you come, I bet you leave with something golden.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Every time I talk to you, I learn something.
right.
And things like that. So yeah, man. Anything else you'd like to say before we get up out of here?
Man, I just appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate you. I appreciate the people that uh, support you. Reach out. Nothing has changed with me. If you have questions and you just need a helping hand,
Oh, you know
man,
I will.
call me. Yeah,
You
and
know
for
I
the
will.
people and for the people that's walking through, if they need a helping hand, call me. Send me a message. And a lot of people do, and I'm thankful for that. And I think the feedback will say, hey, he helped me or he talked to me or we had a conversation. Um,
Mhm.
I like to talk anyway, so it don't hurt me none.
Got
But
it. Got
and for the ones that are trying to do it, don't get discouraged. Just reach out to somebody who's been doing it a while. A lot of
it.
give you a prime example before we get off. Um, a guy, he was in Kansas, and he's in a really really small market, and he had beautiful puppies, great quality. He did his due diligence. They weren't moving, and he called me and we talked. And I said, "Well, your price margin is too high." He said, "Well, this is what I felt I should charge." I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, I pay X amount of dollars for the mama and X amount of dollars for the daddy." I think you, I think you know a little
Yeah.
bit about that, though.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
don't matter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I said, but what can you tell someone that's an experienced buyer justification of your pricing? Besides that, he didn't have an answer. I
Mhm.
said, adjust your pricing where it's not an insult to your quality,
Mhm.
but it's also showing that you're just starting and you're building.
Yeah. You got to. Yeah.
My right hand up to God. He changed his pricing that day. Within a week, he had placed 5 puppies in 5 really good homes. They weren't terrible homes. They were, because we have to understand, a working family is a working family.
Hmm.
$2,000 is $2,000.
It's $2,000. Yeah.
$1,800 is $1,800.
Yeah.
And it might not be 35 or 55, but that 18 might have been a savings for 6 months for them
That's right.
to
Yeah.
just to get these kids a puppy. Now
Yep.
they could have went and paid 45 at the pound. They put to pay $45 and paid the adoption fee and got them a dog. but they set out to find a quality dog that wouldn't have some of those issues necessarily. So I said that to say this: if you're doing it and you're doing it right, sometimes you just need a little slight adjustment for you to kind of see the rewards that you're seeking out, or to even serve your purpose that you really want to serve. Everybody's purpose ain't to make $1 million.
Yeah, that no, yeah,
Sometimes,
yeah.
sometimes they've been waiting their whole life to do this.
Yeah, yeah. And some of us ain't trying to target celebrities. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Yes.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Because they only gonna buy one dog.
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a family will come back for two.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
Right,
People want that guy they can call. I know this building brand movement, man, but you know, people want the guy they can call and get some assistance from.
right,
And you gotta be careful of the brand movement because that's what a lot of online stuff is right now. The brand.
right. Because when you've been a brick in the brand,
Yeah,
they don't need you to be another brick.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, you're a brick. So that you
yeah.
you you have bricks built around you. I don't need you to be another brick.
Right, right. Yeah,
I've
yeah,
already built off of you. You
yeah.
know, you're no longer as important as the new brick.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're no longer as important as the new brick. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. And I know you catch a lot of hell at times from it, but
Oh
at the
yeah.
same time, you're it's kind of like the model of my kennel and my training is I have a million families. I have a few celebrities. And most of the time, you don't even hear me say them. I don't post them. I don't any of that. I don't. But I post my families because at the end of the day, those are the ones those are my bricks,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's what most people who are breeding have to realize. You're going to be dealing with families more than anyone.
Anybody? Yeah,
Yeah, but most of the people that are breeding, you are a family. They are
yeah.
families. So
Right.
you should just take the same ideas of what you started with and apply it to the people that you're putting your dogs in their homes and treat them as you would want to be treated when you were looking for a puppy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I
So,
feel you. Yep. Well, bro, that's another one. Everybody's gonna be happy about this one, man. We
hmm
appreciate you much success. We know you're getting uh to the retirement part of dogs and things like that.
man,
Yeah,
man,
I know it's hard to
yeah,
get
we'll
away.
see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm getting
Yeah.
ready for the Junior Olympics next week in
Oh,
Houston,
that's right.
so that's
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 right.
what I'm excited about.
Hey,
So,
hey, one more. Okay, one more thing before we go. The DFW Lady Leopards, y'all get with Lamont. Y'all take donations, right?
we do. We're nonprofit.
Nonprofit. But let me tell you, right? You get them girls to the Junior Olympics. How many times consecutively have you done that?
So I was with the same team for 16 years. I started and then our head coach died of COVID. So I started my team 4 years ago, my actual team. So I'm 20 years in. Watch this. I realized this the other day, and several coaches, we were having a meeting. They pulled my thing. My first team, my first year, I had 10 kids. We took 9 to the Junior Olympics. My
Hmm.
second year, we had 11 kids. We took 10 to the Junior Olympics. My third year, which was last year, we took on about 9 kids end of the summer, and that took our number to 18. So out of the 18, I think we still took about 12. This year, we had 18 kids. We're taking 12 to the Junior Olympics.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So
Cool.
we're the only team that I know of, especially in the DFW, and we are known for running in the state of Texas, baby. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know any other team that has took 50% plus of their team to the Junior Olympics every year besides us.
Every year. Yeah. Yeah.
Every year.
And
Yeah.
he make athletes too.
Yeah.
He actually
Yeah.
breed athletes.
Yeah.
All the girls go get scholarships.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm proud of. I'm proud of
Yeah,
them. So I appreciate you giving us that little shout out, man, because
yeah,
that's a big part of my purpose. Yeah,
yeah,
big part
yeah.
of my purpose. So thanks again, Joe.
Okay. All right, bro. Well, we'll see you, man.
All right, take it easy.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.